Good morning. I'm Linda. I'm your trauma recovery coach, and welcome everybody to the group. Welcome to all our new members. It's Casual Friday. I'm actually half dressed for gym, but I've got a client soon, so I went, I have to duck in and grab a few minutes with you because last night I had this most amazing understanding come my way. I've been feeling so unwell, but yesterday I came into group and I shared with you about how it's been so hard fighting, the neurology and the biology to take my next steps. But that really helped me. It really helped me that, I'd been suffering, but I hadn't told anyone. And that's just such a typical thing that we do. It's not that we want to avoid being negative. It's just so hardwired into us when we've had childhood trauma to say nothing. And I went, you know what? Talk about having to take my own advice. But then something really interesting happened. I was watching a Netflix series that I'd never seen before, and it's only a one-off thing. And in the show, it was like a political drama sort of thing. The top politician, whoever it was getting fired at. They were in a bulletproof car. They had a bodyguard and a driver, and it was a female as well, the politician. And the driver got shot, so there was blood everywhere. But typical, Hollywood sort of movie scenario, there's just blood everywhere, and she was covered in blood. And when she was in the back, like the bodyguard saying, get down, they can't get you through the bulletproof armour of the car. When she's sitting down in between the seats at the back, and she's very, very highly distressed, as you would be when your life's under threat. And then what I saw in her was sheer terror that she was going to lose her life. And that's when I realised that as a child, that's how I felt. I felt sheer terror that I was going to lose my life. And in that moment, I came to understand too, because the bodyguard reached around the back seat to comfort her and say, you're safe. We're safe. You're going to be okay. Just as long as you stay down, you cannot be shot. The bullets cannot penetrate the armoured shield, the armour of the car, and everything will be well. And in that moment too, I realised that all I ever wanted was somebody to reassure me that I would be safe. All I ever wanted was reassurance and kindness from somebody else, that understanding. And then I could see this bigger picture of how that unpacked in my life. How, one, I never wanted anyone to suffer how I felt. I never wanted anyone to feel that they were on the brink of death and had no out, because I felt that way. And I never wanted anyone to feel that there was no kindness, no love, no understanding in the world. Now that's a positive in that it's driven me into my work for the last 2 decades. But it also impacted my life in a negative as well, because then what I did was tried to save everybody from themselves. This is obviously not now, but years ago, before I, disconnected from all the toxic people. And I could see how that kindness and that love for other people and not wanting them to suffer stopped me from having boundaries. I'm trying to find the words to put around it. In a way, it didn't let other people in from fear as well. And look, somehow fear has become such a common word that now I really understand that it was this sheer terror of life. And this sheer terror of life built this wall around me too. And I don't mean a wall like, the bricks that we make so that people don't get in. It was like this sheer wall of terror that I couldn't even see the world. So I was so afraid to go out into the world because the world was so big, and how am I going to help the world? Does that make sense? Whereas when we get out into this stage of where I'm at now, it's like, oh, there's gazillions of people helping the world, it's all good. You know, I'm not on my own. And I guess that's the core of it is, as a child, I felt like I was on my own. And as you can see just from me talking, there's so many different facets that come into impacting us and keeping us from having a fulfilling life. And a lot of it, while it's coming to understand the emotions and, you know, understanding the neurology now and understanding the biology, it's also learning to have the experiences of how I am safe, how I do have people around me that love me. I mean, I still remember when my kids were old enough to start saying, I love you, Mum. And I couldn't absorb it as an emotion because it was so odd for me to have somebody say that in that genuine space. It just hadn't happened in my life. And the occasions that it would have, I don't think I was able to take it in because of the sheer terror of, okay, if I let it in, am I going to lose my life? It's multi-layered and multifaceted, and it's not something that we can unpack overnight. I think it's going to take me time to build in this awareness and know that I'm safe to feel that terror because I'm the adult now. And if I feel the terror, then I'm going to be safe to let it go too. Because in our childhood, that terror keeps our soul, it keeps our genuine who I am safe. It keeps us safe from people who want to rip it out of us, to be honest. They use us for their own pleasure, as sickening as that sounds. They use us, you know, and think about everything you know about narcissists. They may do it out of their own wound, but they still do it for their own pleasure. And they still target people like us. So, yeah, we could go on about those narcissists for a while, I'm sure. So, the upshot is, one, for me, practice what I'm preaching and get in here and say, yeah, this is what's really happening for me. This is what I'm going through. Because when we share it, then we can choose to experience it differently as well. And Brenda, if you're in here watching, I'm so proud of you. You and I have known each other online for however many years now. And now you're starting to talk up and share what's happening for you, and I couldn't be prouder. You've got no idea how proud I am for you. It's taken years for you to come forward and say, yeah, this is how hard it is for me too. Yes, we all have good attitudes. Yes, we turn it around. But when we share our experiences in a safe environment, which those of us who've been with me in here from the beginning know, that if somebody who's safe, not safe, enters the group, they're gone. Because they need to find their journey elsewhere, their tribe elsewhere. But in here we do safe in order that we can have experiences in here and out in the world where we're safe. And when I think about how last night I recognised the whole safe, unsafe paradigm, I really, really appreciate every single one of you in here that posts. And I have watched a number of you over the last weeks start to be able to speak up, start to say, yeah, this is happening for me, but I want a better life, damn it. And that's what we're here for. Because we want to be able to speak out how damn hard it is, but we also want to learn how we can go about having a better experience in our day-to-day life. And that's why in here we do hard things together. We do them safely and we do them well because we care. And more I'm seeing it's so true that when we open up and help others, it helps us so much as well. Thank you all. I've got to go and get ready for my client. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up down below. I'm always happy to answer to the best of my ability. If you're here for the replay, hit replay. And honestly, thanks for sharing your hearts and all your loving group, because as you do, and as we share our challenges, we're helping each other. We're helping each other know we're not alone. No more are we alone. And that connection is so vital for our healing and recovery journey. Without connection, we will not recover. Okay? We've got to seek out the connection greater than the fear or the terror wants to let us. Okay? Have the most gorgeous weekend. I love you all heaps, and I'm so proud of every single one of you. Let's keep on this journey. Let's keep helping each other as we all find our feet and our pathway in this life. Blessings and dreams.